We asked people what they thought of Capitol High School, Santa Fe's high school on the south side of the city, and the feedback was largely negative. They called it a gang school with violence, filled with immigrants, and lesser academic classes, and the list goes on. These labels aren't necessarily new, but they are increasingly unfounded. This year, Capitol High School has among the highest graduation rates. Its focus areas on digital design, medical pathways, production, and business are drawing students from around the city. And its AVID program, which stands for Achievement Via Individual Determination, is creating a group of students able to choose the college of their choice. So why the negative stereotyping? Once interzoning began, the negative stereotypes and assumptions took on a life of its own, and kids now face an uphill battle of people's judgments.
Sometimes it's very hard for our students because they work very hard. Last year they were state champions in soccer. This year they went all the way up to second in basketball. We have award-winning, solo kids in different areas. And it seems like no matter how hard we work, sometimes one incident can overshadow all of that. And that's just society. That's just us. That's just people being people and not changing and not being accepting.
When I came to Capitol, it was the new school. And I graduated and I was gone for 14 years. And when I came back and started working on my master's degree, I heard from my fellow students that Capitol was now the other school. And I really didn't understand what was going on, and people would ask me questions if I was scared to walk down the hallways, if there's students fighting all the time, because I was doing my internship here. And I said no, and it took me a while to find out what had happened while I was gone that gave Capitol such a negative reputation. I think a lot of it are people's fears of the unknown. A lot of people who feel that way about Capitol haven't been to Capitol, haven't walked down these halls, and if they had, their mind would change very quickly.
There was a gang presence when Perlman first arrived, but he says that since then, the principal and teachers have done their very best to quash that presence, which certainly doesn't mean problems don't exist. Principal Chanel Wilson Segura says that like any school, this institution also struggles to educate its youth and to support its families.
South Side, lower income, struggling families. Yeah, a lot of that is accurate. But the fact that our families don't value education is extremely inaccurate.